let's get to it. I'm gonna jump into this game here. See when the player's ready up. ZenoAkoop is going to be red hopper. Of course, standard ZenoAkoop red. Durgrobach is going to go for Elifid blue. Both players know exactly what build they're going to start with.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, we're going straight into game 1 here. A little bit of a disconnect here. Okay. So Zeno is to the southwest of the map in red. Durgrobach, let's just call him Durg, it's easier, to the northeast in blue. So what do you think of these builds?
I am excited to see what's going to happen with Wolf. We haven't seen a lot of Wolves in the quarterfinals so far, and I think that if played right, Durgrobach can punch through Zeno's defenses, especially because he's got so many tier 2s. He doesn't have a lot of health. He doesn't have a lot of units to kind of tank up all that damage. So see if he can use these units effectively enough, or use that Wolf effectively enough to push through, or whether he gets caught out by the current champion of the game right now.
Yeah, Zeno going with this build, he really likes this build. I haven't seen him deviate from this much at all. He goes with the lizards to hold the early game, then goes with that tier 2 variety that we see be very popular, gives him enough variety to deal with anything coming his way. And then it looks like he's chosen a boar. I think you could go with any tier 3. The tier 3s are really balanced right now. He's going to go with a boar to push through and win, it looks like.
Alright. 8 farms total for both players now, both going for about standard 7 or 8 farm Warren. Durgrobach is going to throw up a turret on this high ground here, very smartly placed turret. Controls a lot of that north and eastern part of the map here. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get cornered, because ZenoAkoop is a very calculating player and knows where your food is going to be at any given time.
And Zeno looks like he's going to choose to just go for an expansion, and Doug does the same. So they both go for an expansion right here. Both look at them. They're both going for skunk as well. This is ridiculous. They're doing the exact same thing. But Zeno's slightly ahead on his skunk. His is going to be out very shortly, whereas Doug is a little bit later, probably thanks to his turrets going out. And he's putting down 2 more, so he's going to take control of the midfield on this map. And that is going to be a fairly big deal. It's going to restrict Zeno in where he's going to go. Controlling the map early is a fairly big deal in this game. And Doug looks like he's just going to put down Ferret. Okay, that's interesting. He's going to go with a Ferret, push through Zeno's defense, and attempt to wipe out his expansion, maybe? He only has 1 MG nest down right now, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Zeno's ahead on farms. He's put a lot of money into farms recently.
Durg is going for the slower game with 4 machine gun turrets out, and ZenoAkoop knows it. He's going to push through and build a lot of farms all at once. Of course, if you see your opponent putting up a lot of turrets, you should expand, because it's not a good idea to attack with those turrets early game. Especially with skunks backing them up.
Yeah, definitely.
See,
Doug
Durgrobach
going with falcons now as well.
starting to put out his own farms. ZenoAkoop's already up to 16 though, so even if he loses his army a couple of times, he might have enough to keep reinforcing. Durgrobach does have this high ground advantage. Let's show you what that high ground advantage does. This is what ZenoAkoop can see. He knows there are turrets there, but you can see he gets close and he can't see up onto that high ground until he goes up onto that high ground. So he's got to have some flying units or endanger his commander if he wants to push through those turrets.
It looks like he's going to put down some falcons for exactly that purpose. But Doug is now going on the offensive. He's going to position his forces very carefully just so he can poke with those ferrets. Maybe get a few nice shots, take out the lizard. Ferrets do one-shot lizards with their 10 attack if he can just catch them out. Zeno going with a lot of ferrets. Looks like he wants to overpower Doug's defenses with ferrets, going with 6. I don't think we've ever seen that many ferrets be put out. That's an insane number.
Of course, Zeno does have those hawks. Those hawks are going to give high ground vision for those ferrets if they get close enough. So Durgrobach is going to be hard-pressed to try and defend. These turrets are going to go out one by one. There he goes. He's sold one turret. Let's see if he sells the others and tries to kind of slowly replace his army value. There goes another turret. Zeno pushing around the side here. Bending around. We'll see if he can catch Durgrobach unawares. Durgrobach doesn't have a lot to defend this right now. Zeno, of course, has to be careful. He doesn't have that high ground vision, except when those hawks get nearby.
This is a really smart play from Zeno. With this amount of ferrets, he's just slowly having like a skirmish with Durg's army and just blowing his defenses to smithereens. Durg's forced to sell all of his defenses.
And now is the time to
he's
attack.
not going to stop the harassment now.
He goes, look at that methodical takedown. In goes ZenoAkoop's army. Down this mill right here.
Wow, goes down in an instant with all that ferret fire and all those lizards. Look at the timing on that. That was perfect.
And
He saw
Durgrobach,
the exact window he needed.
Durgrobach on 4 farms right now to ZenoAkoop's 12, so Durgrobach in a very, very bad position. He can't put up any kind of defense because there are now 6 ferrets out on the field, and he doesn't have enough economy to try and build any more units, and he's going to lose what units he has left. Desperately trying to build this northern base here, but I don't think he can come back from this.
Yeah, Zeno takes the midfield now. He's got control of pretty much the whole map. Durg, he can't build this expansion. He doesn't have time. I don't think Durg can get back into this. He panic puts out loads of MGs.
Got as many MGs as he can, but they're all going to get taken down before they even come up. Dominating this first game of best of 5. All of these red circles going to flood across the map. Those lizards gleefully taking down that mill. Oop is going to take game 1.
That was such a methodical line of play. He saw what Durg was doing from the very first moment. He saw the turret. He seemed to know that Durg was just going to focus on those turrets. And as soon as Zeno put down those 6 ferrets, it was over for Durg. That his turrets got wiped out. That's a lot of value in turrets that got taken down. And after that, Zeno just had the raw army value to push through and win and take that mid ground, that windmill. Ugh, just an insane level of play, really.
All right, well, here we go.